Alright, grade 10, so we are looking at another AllyCad drawing. This time we're going to do a 3D drawing, which we call an isometric drawing. So I'm going to go to my AllyCad folder, I'm going to find my AllyCad program, double click on there, it opens up this page here, and then it's going to ask me for a login, and I'm going to say okay, and there my page will be. That's my border. So now I want to create my planes for my isometric drawing. Let's look at the example. So if I look at the example, you will find that all isometric or 3D drawings, they go 30 degrees to your right, 30 degrees to my left. All lines go like that. Alternatively, you will have lines that are vertical, which is in those cases here. There are, of course, more complex ones where we have non-isometric lines, and those lines will just project from a specific point and drop down to a specific point, or rise from one specific point to another. But in this case, we only have three types of lines: 30 degrees to my left, 30 degrees to my right, and straight up. So let's set up from a lowest point A, 30 degrees, and the line going up. Those are called the three planes that we have. So I'm going to go to my page. I'm going to start with a geometrical cross. So there's my cross. I'm going to go right to the bottom of my page inside my border, and then I'm going to click there, and that's going to be my cross. That's going to be my point A, which is my starting point. I now need to create a 30 degrees to my left and right. I already have my vertical line. So here I'm going to go to geometry, slope line, and I need to click in that specific point there. It asks me to enter that point right here, but I'm going to use my square cursor. I'm going to click there. It's going to ask me for the degrees. So you might not be able to see it. I'm going to type in 30 degrees. And I'm going to click the right tick, and there it is. And then I'm going to go back there and click again. Still registered, still going to ask me for a degree line. This time I'm going to go to the opposite direction, which is minus 30 degrees. And then I'm going to click yes. So I've typed over the positive 30 to get my 30 degrees to my left. Now I've got my three planes. So what I am going to do, if I go back to my picture, so what I'm going to do is that from my point here, I'm going to draw a block. My block will have a height of 50. It will have a length here of 46 plus 32, which is 78. And it will have a width of 18 plus 18 plus 18, which will give me 54. So 54 here, 78 on this side, and a height of 50. Let's do that quickly. Right, so I'm going to go geometry, I'm going to go parallel line, and I'm going to say yes because I want to measure that. So parallel to this line, and I'm going to click on this side of that line. I want 78, which is my length. So it's going to ask me for that total. I'm going to click there or type over 78, and I'm going to click, that's what I want. There's my line. And I'm going to go on this side, parallel to this line. I want 18 plus 18 plus 18, which is going to give me 54. So 54, I typed in, I clicked yes, there's my 54. And then I want my height from this line here. So I'm going to click that side of my line. And I have a height of 50. So 50, I'm going to punch in, click, there's my 50. I'm going to go and do a parallel line like that there from that line. My 50 is still registered, so I'm going to click here, and there's my 50. I am now going to take this right around. Okay, so before I do that, let me show you what I have. So I'm going to take my chain line, and I'm going to draw this plane here from there to there. So that's faint lines that I'm actually drawing just to show you what I have. Right, I've got that there, that there. Those are the two planes that I have of my box method. Now, of course, I'm going to deactivate it. I need the top part as well. So what I am going to do, I want a line parallel to this, which is going to be there, and I want a line parallel to that, which is going to be there. So I'm going to go again to geometry, parallel. This time I don't want to measure because I just want to click on this point and click on that point. So I'm going to say no. But I click on the side that I want my parallel line to be, and I click I want it there, and it appears there. I click on this side where I want my parallel line to be, and I click right there, and it will formulate there. Now you can see, learners, that it formulates there, so I'm going to put that in. Click on my chain line. I'm going to enter there, drag it, click, and then click. There I formed my box, my 3D box. Deactivate spacebar or right click spacebar this time. Now, I want to go back to my picture here. So now I'm going to put the platform in, and the platform height here is not given. So we're going to make it, say, 15. Let's make that 15 and make this back part 15. Let's do that. So I'm now going to go and first clear all my faint lines that I have here so that we don't get caught up in different lines that we have. So I'm going to click geometry, go right down to delete all geometry lines. It's going to ask me, I'm going to say OK, and if it's still there, I'm just going to press S for refresh because it's all disappeared now. So I want 15 up here at the bottom. So let's do that 15. Parallel lines, yes. I want to measure it, yes. From the bottom up, I wanted 15, so you type in 15. You click there, there's my 15 up. And the same thing here, it's still registered, so I just click. There's my 15, which is good. So now, you can see that I have my 15 platform here. Put that in. Here's my 15 platform. Alright, so I can take it right around. In fact, maybe I should do that so that it reflects on this side and that side. So I'm going to go geometry, parallel lines. In this case, no, because I just want something that's parallel to this point. Where do I want it? I want it here, and parallel to that point, I want it here. So there I've got my side which I cannot see. Alright, so maybe you want to do that and just place in this point from here to there and there to there. That's now my platform that I have. Spacebar to deactivate. There's my platform, and now I'm going to do my upright at the back here. Now for me to do that, I first want to clean up a bit, so I'm going to click geometry, write down delete. It's going to ask me to delete all. I'm going to say OK, and just always S for refresh. Now let me put that 15 in at the back, so I'm going to say geometry, parallel lines. This time I want to measure. I say yes. I'm going to measure to my front, so I'm going to click this side, type over that 15. Yes, there's my 15. Now, I want my 15 to go down, and I'm just going to click this side here of my line. It's still 15 activated. I'm going to say yes, there's my 15 going down, which is great. So what I can do is, I'm going to click my chain line and take my 15 from there to there, and then bring it down till there. Spacebar to deactivate. But now, of course, I want this part to come down as well. So geometry again, parallel lines. This time no, I just want a parallel line this side of that line, but I want it there, and there it comes down. And then I want a parallel line here to this line here, which is clicking there, and this is where I want it. And now I can even put that in as well. Click, click, and click. Spacebar to deactivate. Now let's take a look at my picture. They are put in that, they are put in that. Right. Now, we will need to sort of clean up a little bit here. Let's clean it up. So, what I don't want is this line that we see here. Right? It's going to confuse us, these lines. So, let me take some of the lines away. So, the first thing that I'm going to do is clear my faint lines. So, yes, and refresh. And then I'm going to take this away. So I'm going to go modify and cut and rub. At 2 points is no. At 1 point is yes. I'm going to go 2 points, no. So I'm going to click on the line I want gone. Click there, so one side, click there, and the line disappears. The same with this one. I'm going to click on the line now. This is the first point. That's the second point. Gone is the line. I want this line to disappear. Click on the line. That's where I want to cut it. This is where I want to cut it. Gone it. Gone is that line as well. I want to sort of take this line away here because I can't see that line. Click on the line. Start of the line. End of the line. Gone. This here. Click on the. That's where I want to cut it. And this where I want. Gone is that line as well. And then the same thing here. Click on the line. First point. Second point. And this one. Click here. First point. Second point. And I've cleaned up my drawing. And then you can refresh. Right? There's it refreshed. Of course, I want this line also to disappear. Click on the line. It's still activated. First point. Second point. So you've cleaned up your drawing. So I'm going to put in this part here. Now let us look at that part specifically. It is 18s. 18, 18, 18. And it goes in as far as 46. Let's go there. So now I'm going to go geometry, parallel lines. I'm going to say yes because I want to measure. I'm going to click next to this line. Click there. And I'm going to type in 18. Here's my 18. And I go next to that line again. It's still 18 registered. Click there. There's my 18. I now want to take it that way. So I'm going to click here. It's still registered 18. Click. There it goes across. Can you see there? Another point that I want to bring in next to the line. Click. And then there it appears again. How far does it go in? 46. So I'm going to click here because I want the line parallel to this line. 18 is still registered. I'm going to type in 46 over the 18. I'm going to click yes. And there my line appears. So now I can actually just put in that line. Click here. I'm going to take this cursor and click there, click there, click there, and bring it around like that. I'm going to take it down as well. And I, of course, need to deactivate and just go back to put in this line over here. Click here, down that way. There I have that. Now, learners, let's clear up a little bit again. So, geometry, it's always good to clean up. And S for refresh. Now, let's take that and that line away. Modify, cut and rub. I say 2 points, no. Click on the line. That one there, gone. This one. Start, finish, gone. Now, there are corners that will form here and a corner that will form there. Right? Those corners will formulate. So now we're going to put in a line here and a line over there. So we're going to go geometry and say parallel lines. In this case, you don't need to measure. You just want a line to be indicated somewhere. So you're going to say no. And they're going to ask you where. So I want a parallel line next to that one. Where do I want it? Let me just change my cursor. I want it here, and there the line is formed. I want a line to go down that way. So a parallel line, I would say here, next to that one, will give me that line down. And then there's going to be a little piece of a line that's going to go this direction. So I'm going to click next to that line, parallel to that line, and click in there, and there you would see it. Let me zoom in on that. M for zoom, I click. And then I'm going to go to my line again and just click. My line is active. Click there and it goes up. Click there. It goes down again. Click. And only a short little one till there. Deactivate. Right click and it disappears. And now if I demagnify. So I just want to say no. Demagnify. There I will have my drawing perfectly complete. I want to bring this drawing out of the page, and of course you know how to do that. But before I do that, let me clean up this drawing a bit by going to geometry. It will ask me to delete all geometry. I would say okay. It's not disappearing. S to refresh and it's gone. Now I'm going to go to settings, line, defaults. Click on line defaults. I'm going to change that 0 to 1. I'm going to say okay. And now my line changes to a thicker line. I now go to that icon there. It's my chain line and I'm going to start. So I'm going to start here, there, and click. And now you can just clearly see how I actually go about causing my lines to be nice and thick and going to be